Hi, my name's Jeff Farnsworth and I'm running for state representative here in Allegan County, the 88th district. And I'd like to talk to you about something that we have to do daily, both you and I, and that is balance our budget. And I know, as being a parent, my wife and I, we're a family of 4. We have 2 kids, teenagers in high school. So we know how the expenses can be here in Michigan in raising 2 kids. And that's where balancing the budget is so important to us and to you, because we have to match our expenses with the income coming in. And ideally, we have more income than expenses going out. That way we have some money to put away for our kids' education or savings as we go forward. But that's very important. We balance the budget. Both you and I and my family have to do that. Unfortunately, in Lansing, a lot of times they don't do that. And they should. I don't know why when people get to Lansing they feel like, oh, they can increase spending and then just tax us to pay for all those things, and we can't do that. In fact, it was so bad in the late 50s that we had to have a constitutional convention in 60-61. In fact, all across our state we had to elect delegates to go to that constitutional convention to deal with the issues of how we'd overspent and we're in huge debt at that time, and our credit rating was horrible. Actually kind of sound familiar today, and that's something we got to address. But in 1960-61, and this is one book out of the 2, I've got the other one on my bookshelf over there, there was the Constitutional Convention, and one of the things was that we required a balanced budget every single year here in Michigan. And it voted, the citizens of Michigan voted overwhelmingly for that, because if we have to balance our budget, you and I, government should balance their budget. They need to live within a budget, and the citizens of Michigan voted to say that's exactly what we have to do. And then unfortunately these last couple of years they've been playing games in Lansing. They've been able to bring tobacco revenue that we were supposed to get the next several years. They brought that forward to balance the budget back in 2006, and you know how bad it was in 2007 of the overspending, where they had one of the largest tax increases in our history. And my promise to you is not to overspend. You are electing us to be your leaders and state rep and state senators. We're supposed to prioritize the spending, which means if a project is very worthwhile and we're going to spend money to do that, we have to look at where are we going to cut spending. What programs have we started years ago, maybe even decades ago, that we don't need anymore? Those are some things that we need to look at to try to reduce that spending. Some of it is look at the latest technology and how we can reduce spending utilizing technology. The Secretary of State's office is a classic example where you can get in and out of the Secretary of State's office a lot quicker than we used to. And a lot of that's using the phone system to call in to renew your plates, or even the internet, or even now they've got ATM machines for getting your driver's license plates renewed. So we need to look at technology like that. And I know I can reduce spending because I've got a background that shows past precedent in doing just that. When I was in the paper industry as a production manager, I managed over $8 million a month budgets. And it was very important to pay attention to the details, because the details could be the difference of us being profitable or losing money in the paper industry. And that's where I have that experience. I have a bachelor's degree in engineering from Western Michigan University. I've also got a master's degree in business administration. And I've used those 2 degrees to improve not only the businesses I've worked at, but also my family as far as controlling our spending and saving some money for our kids' education, which is so important to all of us. But also I know I can do that in Lansing. I have that background. I have over 25 years manufacturing management experience. So I have experience in controlling budgets, whether they're for capital projects to put in a paper mill, in a pharmaceutical mill, it doesn't matter. Any pharmaceutical company that's expanding, capital is important. Same thing with any other factory. And we need to cut down some of those barriers that are keeping those businesses from growing. But my promise to you is to control spending so we don't raise taxes. And we need to have a balanced budget. And we need to go through the year with a balanced budget, not wait till the end of the year to try to balance it all. I believe very strongly that we should be having this budget balanced by the end of May so that schools know exactly what they should be getting for funding and they know what teachers they can keep and where they might be able to improve programs. We cannot afford another year like last year where we weren't balancing the budget to the end of the year. Schools had started up in the fall not knowing exactly what they were going to get from our state government. It was chaos at state government, and it carried on through our citizens, through the schools. I mean, it was not a pretty picture. And that's why I'm running for state representative, because I know I can do a better job than that. And that's my promise to you. So I encourage you, vote August 5th for me to be your next state representative, because I have the experience and the background to control spending and to help move our state forward. Thank you, and I appreciate your time and your vote. Thanks.